I got a good one for you today. Let's go!
Hey, this Chief Hickson with Chief Says exclusively for those looking to go to the next level when it comes to inspiring, encouraging, and motivate you to get to that next level. Here at Chief Says, we provide a positive energy platform. At Chief Says, we take you through some powerful tips, guys, that has been proven to change people's lives, and they could change yours too if you apply them. This is different, guys, from that 1 minute video I normally do on Instagram and Facebook, but this still is a positive platform. Here on Chief Says, this is the part I like. We have a segment that's set out to the side that we bring in positive people that are performing at a phenomenal level. And I meant to tell you guys, at this very moment, we are going through a lot of serious stuff, mentally and physically. It's not just the COVID-19, it's cancer. It's depression, anxiety, PTSD. People are dealing with chronic illnesses. They have lost loved ones. People struggling with their identity, their own identity. People have been fired and laid off from their job. Okay, so we're bringing in some positive people that have lived the example of what they've been doing. They've been inspiring, motivating, encouraging people to reach their full potential. Okay, so I need to make sure that you understand. I try to figure out who motivates the motivator. And I always thought about to myself, who motivates the motivator? And the answer is you. So I would like to introduce a special guest that we have today. Not only he's a family man, he's a active duty service member. He's a chief warrant officer in the United States Army. He actually was enlisted. He's a father. He's an inspirator, motivational person, but most important, okay, I look up to him. He said he look up to me, but I really look up to him. His courage and his commitment to his family, but most important, he's my family. He's my cousin. I'd like to give a warm welcome and a round of applause for my cousin, Derrick Sonnier.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? This family. How you doing?
Man, let me tell you, man, it's good to be here. Coronavirus got us all over the place, but I'm glad we was able to reach out.
Still getting after it though. We still getting after it, and that's what it's about. You know what I mean?
That's it. 100%.
All right. 100%. So tell our audience a little bit about you that I didn't mention in the introduction, please. Just give us your story.
Wow. So, I mean, you kind of took the nail from the head, but to be totally honest, what people don't really know is that I just love to help people. It's a passion of mine. I love, just being able to touch other individuals, be a motivational speaker, be that inspiration to others. But growing up, my mother, your mother, they instilled that in us. Our family, our family first motto, they took us from the ground and made us whole, that molding ability to give us the strength to continue to move forward. So most things about me is just, I'm just grounded in my family.
So, I mean, do you have, you got kids, or what's your kids? How many kids? And
Absolutely. We always tend to kind of put that to the back burner. So I apologize, but nothing without my family. My mother, first and foremost, Connie Ray Desvines. I just want to say,
let's go.
Hat off to her, to who she made me. Rest in peace. My father, Wade Sonnier, again, instilled those family, that fatherhood, that manhood. And then my brothers, Wade and Dan, and my sister, my rock, actually. A lot of people don't know. Special K is what we called her, Karen Sonnier. She passed in 2016, but that was really my motivation. And then my wife Cindy, she kind of picked up the pace where my sister left off and kind of helped me continue down the path that I'm now. And my beautiful kids, Talia, Michaela, Alec, and Alexia.
Well, that's a lot of names. That's a lot of names. How many you got?
Well, you know what I'm saying? We got to keep that Desvine legacy, that the roots run deep,
Let's go.
Four beautiful kids, blessed and highly favored. I'm truly appreciative to them and what they bring to the table.
Okay, yeah, that's outstanding. What inspired you to motivate others? I mean, what was it in you that you felt that you need to be inspiring and motivating others? What was it, Derrick?
Other than you?
Go ahead.
No, but seriously, of course, man, to take it back to my father and my mother bringing us from Texas to Florida from the beginning, being able to watch you.
I remember that.
Set those examples for me. I can't express that enough. But on a daily basis, it boils down to family first. It boils down to being able to provide for my family, being able to set the right example for others, and most of all, just that earnest will to succeed. To leave a legacy that other people want to follow and tap into.
Okay, a burning desire. Could you give us a specific time that you noticed that when you was motivating people that you knew this was an aha moment? Like you said, this was a defining moment that this is what I do and this is what I can do. I'm gifted at it. You know what I mean? What was that aha moment, if you can remember?
So, most people that know me probably say basketball.
You know what? Actually, I forgot about that. Honestly, go ahead.
Yeah, so, and then other people will say military, right? Because that's what most people know us for right now. But a lot of people don't know. I spent a lot of time at Job Corps, right? And being able to go back, and I got to give a shout out to Lisa Hedgepath, my counselor. She was one of the ones who kind of put that fire underneath me. But I remember my first time going back to Job Corps after I had joined the Army, and they asked me to be a speaker at the graduation.
Wow.
And to watch the individuals in the crowd look up to me, shake my hands, want to take pictures with me afterwards, and even reach out to me after I had left was when I really knew that I had the ability to share a gift with others.
Oh, that's good. And a lot of people don't know you was heavily recruited. A basketball player out of high school with Duke University, UNC, and all that stuff like that. So I actually forgot about that. So I just wanted to put that little plug in there. But
yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I just put that plug in there.
A lot of people don't remember those Hoop It Up championships, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. We definitely had game. He's probably one of the most technical basketball players that we have in our family. Derrick Sonnier is. But I just want to ask you another question. Were there any challenging times in your life where you had to be able to use the prescription that you normally prescribe other people? You know what I mean? You say, I'm going through things, and what I told other people to do, I have to apply myself to get over this hurdle. Have you ever had to do that, and when?
Absolutely. Man, there's so many times that you want to look back and say, what was the most trying time in your life, and how did you get through that? And I would say, dealing with any adversity, be it with work, family, it could be really anything. But my biggest hurdle, I think, was owning my technical capability, right? And being able to communicate a capability to a leader without intimidating them, right?
Right.
And what I would say is my ability to tap into another mentor like yourself, being able to take a step back and say, hey, you cannot do everything on your own. You have to be able to find someone that you can rely upon and utilize the skills that they're going to bring to the table, and then take that and make it your own, right? Just to take it back to one scenario when I was dealing with a major, and I got a phone call, and he was going in on me. He was really giving me the business, and I tried my best to keep my professionalism, but it was really hard, and I wanted to act,
especially when we grew up, how we grew up.
Right. So you can't never forget that we come from somewhere. Right. And a lot of people don't realize that we are what we came from, where what's in our genes, what's our upbringing, right? So I wanted to revert to that, right? But I remember picking up the phone and calling this CW3 Hickson.
There you go. I remember that.
You remember that? I said, John, I can't do it. I said, I can't do it no more, and I got to go get him. And if it wasn't for you telling me where we came from, what we have and what we're gonna be, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Wow, that's
So,
powerful.
you know, I would sum that up by saying finding a mentor, finding someone you can trust, and then always staying connected to that nucleus is what I try to teach to all my junior enlisted, all my subordinates, and anybody that I try to mentor to, because that's where my foundation came from.
Okay. All right. That's very, very powerful. I remember that time. I mean, that was a trying time. And pretty much what we call it is I had to talk you off the ledge. You was getting ready to go in.
Right.
So I do remember that time.
Absolutely.
So, again, you know, we've been doing this for a long time. And sometimes we don't understand the things that inspire others that we do.
Absolutely.
What was the best piece of advice you have given someone? And what was it? What was the outcome? Like, what was the best advice you gave someone and it actually worked? You're like, oh, shoot, and the outcome.
So, you know, and I think a lot of people um, think that you're taking credit for things, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not the taking the credit. It's the motivational piece, right?
Right.
It's how you can help somebody. So I think, man, when did you retire again?
2014.
2014. Okay. A lot of people probably don't know this, but I'm gonna go ahead and mention it. Your nickname to me is Johnny Jumperhead.
Oh.
Right. So I gotta put that out.
Go
there,
ahead.
right?
Go ahead.
So you know you'll jump. You'll
Right.
jump off the ledge. But sometimes you'll second guess yourself.
That's right.
Right.
You gotta jump.
And I remember when you wanted to open a 5-star all pro automotive. And I remember we was having a conversation. And Karen, please don't beat me up for this, but I remember I remember you saying, you know, Karen don't really want me to do it. And I said, John, you know what your passion is.
Yeah, Karen, my wife. Yep, you're right.
Yeah. Miss Karen Hickson, probably one of the most phenomenal women in the world.
Better believe it.
I will tell you, it's amazing to see where you came from that, because you wanted it so bad, and you were ready to jump. You just wanted a little support.
That's right.
That was all. And I think that was probably the most and probably the best advice, because not only did you do it, you proved to yourself how successful you could be.
That's right. You're right.
Right. And I think that's probably the biggest lesson learned from me, because we do it on a daily basis.
Yeah, we do.
We provide for other people. We provide for other organizations, you know, and not saying that's a bad thing, but we have to grow, right? And the level of support and motivation that came out of that is probably the best advice I could give anybody.
Yeah, definitely. Go after your goals and dreams and aspirations.
Yes.
Even
Absolutely.
when others don't believe in you, even if it's the people that you love, you know what I mean? So, you know,
Right.
sometimes you try to figure out, like, you know, why they can't see it. It's not reserved for them to see it. It's only reserved for you. So it's very
And you know,
powerful.
some people don't see everything.
Yeah.
I can't see everything you can see.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Absolutely.
So definitely, that's a really good one. So what are some steps or recommendations that you would give some people that's going through this extraordinary circumstances of COVID-19? Okay, we're going through some stuff, right? What are some recommendations or some tips that you would give some people that are going through this COVID-19 pandemic?
Man, I got to give props to COVID-19. COVID-19 changed some things.
It's a beast.
COVID-19 is serious business. And a lot of people are focused on the negativity behind COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand we have to
go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Pay an honor and respect to those who lost their lives 100%. No disrespect to any of them individuals. No disrespect to the
people that lost their lives and the people that sick.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. But look at all the good that's came out of COVID-19.
It is make businesses pivot.
Absolutely. 100%. This morning, I don't know if you were able to tie in. Our family did a virtual baptism. Did you see that?
Yes, I did see that.
I know you was tied in. That's a beautiful thing. That's a wonderful thing. We're doing this venue right now.
Right.
I mean, this is not that it's something that could never have been done before, but COVID-19 brought that out.
Stretched us.
Absolutely. So But, back to the question, I mean, the first thing I would say is, number one, you have to own it. You have to own the process, right? You have to be willing to make change. A lot of us don't want to change things,
right?
Or we don't want to accept that change, right? Well, I want to go to the car dealership and buy a car. Well, guess what? You can't just go to the car dealership. You got to make an appointment.
Got to research.
Right? That's change.
It's change.
Does it really affect you? Not necessarily to the point where it's going to harm you. It's just something new to you, right? So the first step I would say is understand and accept the process,
yeah,
right? And the second thing I was going to say is, if you as an individual are not willing to interject change, right?
Or accept it.
Yep. Me and we could have just picked up the phone and we could have talked on the phone, right? But you're taking your innovation and saying, hey, let's do this live. Let's do this, let's show video, let's create a production capability that will allow you to enhance that capability. You already knew the process, right? You're enhancing it. You're enhancing the capability that's going to create a better product to what you're doing on a daily basis.
Right.
So those two steps, I would say, first and foremost, own it and understand the process. And anything that you do after that, is everlasting. Things change, but you have to be able to just stick with the process
and change with it. Be able to pivot. I mean, these businesses are pivoting in a manner that they didn't think they can actually do, and they actually, some of them are thriving. You know what I mean? And and some of them are losing. But you have to be able to, and that's the second thing when I do my business consulting and stuff like that. I tell them you have to be willing to pivot when it's time to pivot as a business.
Oh man.
Okay,
that's
so
right.
that's definitely important for people to do. In your opinion, what is the number one challenge that you deal with or you face when you're trying to motivate or inspire others? What is the number one challenge that you have that like people deal with?
I think Steve Harvey said it best. Don't be afraid to jump. Don't be afraid to jump, right? Some people out here with great ideas. Some people are just afraid of success. They're so afraid of success that they don't jump, right? So they miss out on a blessing. They miss out on something that they're due. If you have a great idea, why would you not try to enhance that great idea? Now, some people don't have the ability to voice those ideas and tap into them. But I would say, for me, the first and foremost recommendation I would give to anybody is don't be afraid to jump. Take a leap of faith.
Don't be afraid to jump. And you're a jumper too. You're airborne, right?
You're all the way airborne. Let's go.
You're jumping. I'm gonna ask you a question. It's not off topic. It's in line with what we're talking about here. When you're talking about the father and leaving a legacy, your son Alec, what does it mean to you to be able to be a father figure in his life? I know you got your daughters and stuff like that, but could you explain to us a little bit, or the audience, about the how you feel not only about your son, but about being that mentor to him and being there for him from birth all the way through his manhood?
Man, that's deep. I'm gonna be honest.
Let's go.
Sometimes we as men, we don't really tap into what we truly have that's embedded in us and give it to and pass it down to our sons. No disrespect and not taking anything away from what we give to our daughters. That's a given. A man is going to give to his daughter because that's just who we are. But what we give to our sons sometimes is not what we mean to give to them, right? That's probably the biggest success for me as a father, right? Having a son, being able to provide for him a way of life, showing him what life has brought to us, right? Being able to instill in him those things that were instilled in me, but on an advanced level, right? Taking it to the next level, to the point where, most people are like, well, your son, he's gonna be a basketball player. Stop. That's in our genes. We don't have to worry about that. But what I need to make sure he understands is, what is the technical side of being a basketball player? It's this knowledge, right? If you don't have this, you don't have no skill, right? You can't go in the world today and be successful without that knowledge, without that education, right? I remember when I went back to get my bachelor's degree, and I was in there and I was just taking classes, and I was like, man, I just don't understand. And I remember we had a conversation about quantitative methods. I think that class was. It kicked my butt, but I remember understanding that I had to be able to have the mindset to teach my son. I had to be able to show him that I went back to school.
Right.
Because if I didn't
live an example,
what makes him want to do it?
A living example.
Right? But the biggest part about that is this, John, and I can't make it up. I cannot. Showing him how much goes into being a father, just being able to be there for him, right? And leaving it at that. I don't want you to be me. I want you to be better than me.
And I bring that up so sometimes we have the conversation with our sons as African Americans, and that's why I bring it up, because it's important to understand that we have to make sure that we encourage them to live the life that they want to live, but understand the current situation that we're in. You know what I mean?
100%.
And it's so important for that to happen. I got my son, and stuff like that. So you definitely need to be able to have that communication with them to let them know that it's real out there. It's real. All right. So we about got a couple of other questions for you, and we're about ready to wrap it up. But could you tell us how the viewers can get a hold of you, or any kind of events that you got going on?
So I have, since I'm still active duty, I really haven't had the opportunity to start that true networking capability outside of the government. But I do have a LinkedIn page. I do have a personal email that I can pass on. But most contact me through LinkedIn or through my personal email, and that's at sonnier@gmail.com.
Okay, we'll make sure we put that up there. That way, if somebody want to reach out to you and talk to you about some of the things that you actually do you have anything that you support, or a cause or anything like that you're looking to get some movement behind?
Well, look, if you're not supporting the attention or Chief says, you ain't doing nothing, right?
Appreciate you supporting, but
no. But hey, I gotta be honest, right? I'm one of the biggest fans because you laid the foundation, right? But for me, again, I'm still active duty, so there's certain limitations that I fall up under. But if there was anything that I would say, it's just being able to motivate individuals, being able to provide support to other individuals. And again, if anybody, I mean anybody, I don't care, race, gender, color, size, age, if I can be of any motivation, if I can be any support to them, I'm always there. I try to support anything I possibly can. Absolutely.
Well, I thank you for being on the show. We're not quite done yet, okay? We actually have something called the Chief Says Speed Word Game.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna play this game. It's just for fun. So what it is I say a word, like pain or something, and you say something like no pain, no gain. Now you have 3 seconds to actually say a word or say a phrase, else you're gonna have to incur another word. All right.
Okay. So 3 seconds. Woo!
And to be honest with you, the production team they counting down. They got like their fingers. And
come on.
I kid you not. I kid you not. So I'm gonna give you some words or a name or something like that, and you just tell me the first thing that comes to your mind, a word or even a phrase. Okay.
All right. Let's go. Let's do it.
Late.
If you're late, it's better to be late to the pearly gates than on time in hell. I remember that because the coach told me that if I was late one more time, he was going to go get me.
Okay. All right, that's a good one. How about faith?
Faith is everything. Faith is my everything.
Faith is everything. Okay.
Faith is my everything.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So they gave you that one because you started speaking. So they was like, we give them that one. They got the thumbs up. So congratulations, you got that one. Derrick Sonnier.
Tears, man. Tears. 100%.
I feel you. Much love, man. I appreciate you you coming on Chief Says. What we do is for all our special guests, we actually provide them with a Chief Says shirt.
Okay.
So the production team will get with you, and we actually send this out to you and provide you with a Chief Says shirt. This Chief Says shirt is only exclusively to guests and people that subscribe to Chief Says. So it's not for sale. You can't buy it. You can't, it's something like that.
Man.
So when you get it, please post it. Please give us a shout out. We appreciate it. So it's very important. One of the things that we do here at Chief Says too, we actually pick one of our viewers' questions on Instagram, and we actually give them a Chief Says shirt here. So one of our viewers, all right. So one of our viewers that we have today is the name is Talon. All right, Talon. All right. So they submitted a question on Instagram, and they want to know how do motivation inspire other people. All right. So what they do, I'm gonna just tell you how motivation inspires other people. Sometimes you have to put motivation in. Sometimes you got to fake it until you make it. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And motivation is a key thing. And I had going through basic training, going through AIT, going through things in the military. Sometimes they were actually kicking people out of the military because of lack of motivation. All right?
Absolutely.
So motivation plays a big key in it. So thank you to the viewer that submitted the question. We'll send this out to them and get it to them. So again, I want you to subscribe. Thank you to my guest, Derrick Sonnier. I want to thank you to Brandon by K Media team for making Chief Says reality where you, the viewer, and our guests could actually benefit from them. So like, subscribe, turn on your notification to Chief Says, submit your questions so you can get this free merchandise. All right, get this free merchandise.
Absolutely.
All right, so tell your friends and everything. So ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. I always say at the end of Chief Says, all right, I say something like, let's go. Guess, Derrick, would you say it with me after I say Chief Says? Let's go!